two more quarterbacks from the top 5 in the Chris Sims quarterback rankings for 2025. We are on tier 3. Number 4, Syracuse quarterback Kyle McCord.
Yeah, this was a surprise to me a little bit, right? He was a pleasant surprise, certainly. A guy that had to leave Ohio State, which I think he got a little bit of a raw deal, right? But certainly, Ohio State would have gone to the national championship and won it, and maybe even easier if they just kept Kyle McCord at quarterback. I'll say that. I mean, the play there was certainly better than the quarterback play that Ohio State got in general this year. That's not even close. McCord's special. McCord, where I want to say is special, I would say after Cam Ward, if you went into wow throws, right, I would say Kyle McCord had the next most wow throws out of any quarterback in this draft. He's got a great arm. His ability to control the ball while stepping on the gas and making power throws is really impressive. I think that's the biggest thing. Now, he might be a little bit more deliberate with his throwing motion. He's a good athlete who needs to learn to use his athleticism and get out of the pocket a little bit more than he does. But ultimately, right, his other negative would be, hey, he's a little too aggressive at times, thinking he could fit every ball in there. But his high-level ability to throw the ball, and like there might be some other guys who had a little bit cleaner film that are down the line a little bit, but they don't have the potential of being a starting quarterback in the NFL or being a guy that can play quarterback and make game-changing throws. That's where he's a little different than the rest there. And yeah, I was impressed. He threw 5 interceptions against Pitt. You know, he threw 34 touchdowns, 12 interceptions on the year. He threw 5 against Pitt. And I felt like that really corrected him. And he played really strong, good football at the end of the year and stopped being so aggressive and trying to force the ball altogether. Impressed with what I saw from him. And I think teams that like pocket passing quarterbacks who can push the ball down the field, they're going to like Kyle McCord.
So where do you have him, just roughly? And I'm not going to hold you to
no, don't
this,
worry.
But where do you think the window is? It's hard because you got all the different players at all the different positions thrown into the same pot.
Yeah, and I'm not done in the draft in totality, right? So that's where it is hard for me to gauge it. But I think a guy like Kyle McCord, I think is probably in the 3rd round. I think this is like one of those guys, again, we see a rare 3rd rounder. I think he could be that along with like the next guy we're going to talk about here. But yeah, he's an intriguing player. Really good arm, right? A lot of power in the arm, aggressive decision maker. He got better in all areas this year. He doesn't have a ton of experience. He's only got 2 years playing. But you know the things he does in the pocket throwing the football, he does some high-level stuff that intrigues me in a big way. And his bat ain't that bad, right? So I like the potential and what I've seen from Kyle McCord.
I know another guy who went in round 3 some 22 years ago.
That's right. That would be that.
Right?
Yeah, I might be by.
The last pick.
Yeah.
You were the last pick in round 3.
I had Chris Berman on TV begging the Bucs to pick me, because I had fallen. I was kind of in the conversation for maybe being in the late 1st round, and there I was 3 hours later, and I still hadn't been picked. And Chris Berman was literally yelling into the mic, like, Chris Sims, come on. And they ended up picking me. Yep.
This is a trip down memory lane. You were taken right after Justin Fargas, the former Raiders running back, who was the son of Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch.
That's right.
You were taken a few picks after Visanthe Shenko, who at one point changed his first name pronunciation to Visant. And who can forget the time he was in the Vikings locker room after a win, and Fox
and took his
got
pants
a picture,
off. Right.
Fox got a picture of Visanthe Jr.
Visanthe, and he was in my also my roommate for the NFL Combine, so it's funny too, just to throw that in there.
Do you know who the last quarterback taken before you in 2003 was?
Dave Ragone.
Dave Ragone.
Yeah, that one, let me just say, that one pissed me off, right? Because there was the one where it was like, wait, I had starter ability, but I think you're getting down, you start to, hey, not a lot of seats left, and you want to bring in Chris Sims, Texas, got a lot of talent like we talk about sometimes. You don't want that guy, behind your starting quarterback, all of that. And, yeah, I had started having people that weren't as good as me pass me by. That one pissed me off.
There was a time years ago that I would do like a Tuesday morning radio spot in Louisville, I think, with Dave Ragone before he got into coaching.
Great guy.
So,
yep.
So there's that. And who can forget that? Was that the year Kyler Kyle Bowler.
That pissed me off the most. He threw more interceptions than touchdowns in college, and he got drafted before me.
The goalpost.
Because I didn't make a video. I should have got on a knee and thrown it through the goalpost. I could have done that too. I messed up there. I should have done that.
It's amazing that of all teams too, the Raiders or the Ravens, who are usually buttoned up, for them to screw that up.
Yeah.
That's pretty significant. You could have been, on the right side with Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs and the guys that, made you pee a little bit when you came up to the line of scrimmage
Definitely.
when you played the Ravens. All right. Speaking of Texas fight.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers, boy, it must have hurt you to put him all the way down at number 5. I mean, the way that you were gushing when we talked to him at the Combine, I thought maybe you'd put him up there right behind Shedeur Sanders.
Hey, I got a lot of respect for his game, and to be in the top 5 at anything ain't no disrespect at anything in the world. He's damn good. He is. There just needs to be a little bit of level, a bump up in level in which he throws the football. He's got an extremely gifted arm, Mike. And you could see before he got banged up in the college football season, he moves better than people give him credit for. He has an explosive arm that he doesn't dial into enough. That would be the big thing. If I had to get negative with him, I would just go, he throws the changeup or the lob ball too much. And then, therefore, run after the catch, or somebody just knocks the ball down as it's arriving and it's an incomplete pass. There's just a little too much of that. But if you go through the film, you see, oh, man, damn, he can step on the gas and throw it 100 miles per hour when he wants to. Sidearm, on the run, really damn good. Played a lot of big-time football. Another guy that I'll say, hey, he wants to play in the pocket. He wants to make throws that way. He needs another like a Kyle McCord that probably needs to rely on athleticism a little bit more, and he just needs to be a little bit more of an assertive, aggressive thrower. But again, like McCord, where I'll say there might be a few guys that we say are honorable mentions where I go, yeah, their film might be cleaner and all that, but I would tell you I don't think any of them have the ability to ever be starting quarterbacks in the NFL. They're backups for life. McCord and Ewers not only could be backups, they have things about their talent to where I go, I could see a path to Startersville one day. And that's where I kind of put them above some of the other guys that were honorable mentions. But, yeah, I like Quinn Ewers' game. I like his arm. He just needs to learn in the NFL. He's going to have to step on the gas more to get some more completions.
See, what happened was Quinn Ewers was listening to you 3 or 4 years ago talking about how Trey Lance only ever throws a fastball and he's got to take some off of it from time to time, and he overcorrected. That's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. And it's one of those, this is the guy that comes to my mind here with that. And this is where, hey, watching film and dissecting, you got to find it. Deshaun Watson had some of those questions coming out in the draft. It was always like, damn, is every ball kind of just nice and smooth, he's open, oh, great. And you wondered, like, damn, can he really throw the ball like he's going to need to in the NFL into some tight windows? And you had to look through the film closely because you might only see 1 or 2 throws every game where you'd go, ooh, he can do it, okay. And that's what made me feel better. And Quinn Ewers, same thing. You find it, but you just realize he's got to do it more. And if he wants to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, he'll have to do it more.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.